Hey guys, it's Kendra. Today I'm here to do a video on decluttering. I want to do a two-part thing. So today we're talking about tips on how my thought process when going through my stuff and getting rid of stuff. And then I'll do a separate video on maintaining the organization of your house. So in this video, I wrote down 10 tips and 10 things that they're reasoning things for me to think about when I'm looking at my stuff. Do I need it? Can I donate it? Can I throw it away? Just kind of my thought process. So I hope you guys all enjoy this and let's get into it. So I always love to declutter. Something usually kicks it off. And recently that's just been all the toys that have been in our house from the girls. If you guys have a baby, just think about the amount of stuff you have for them as far as toys, bottles, clothes, everything, and then multiply that by 2, because with twins you're getting the same thing and 2 of them. So it's not like you have, an older sibling or younger sibling and they have their own things, but with twins you have multiples of everything. And it's really hard not to buy 2 of something. It got to the point where I felt like I was constantly picking up their toys, and no matter how often I put them away, there was still stuff everywhere. So I recently was listening to a podcast. Her name is Chalene Johnson and her podcast is The Chalene Show. I highly recommend it. It's great for personal development if you want to just better yourself and learn about yourself. A lot of her podcasts are teaching you ways to just make yourself have a happier life, more fulfilling life, and they're just awesome. She just did a 4-part podcast on decluttering. So that really inspired me to get back to it and just get my life in order again. So let's start with my number 1 tip, which is the 1 in, 1 out rule. Some people have different things, 1 in, 2 out or whatever, but for me it's just I just call it the 1 in, 1 out rule. Sometimes it's 1 in, 5 out, but basically when you are buying something, you have to tell yourself that you have to get rid of something that you currently own. That way you're not constantly bringing in all this new stuff, because that just accumulates a ton of crap in your house. So my way of thinking about it is, if I really want to buy something, let's say a pair of shoes, I really want this new pair of wedges, then I have to be willing to give up something that I currently own, a pair of shoes that I currently have, because if I'm not, then I must not really like those wedges in the first place if I like the ones I have in my closet more. So if you can't do that, then just don't buy the pair of shoes. But if you really love something, then I don't see anything wrong with getting them. You just have to replace them with something else, because most likely you're going to be wearing the new ones all the time and you're not going to really reach for your old pair of shoes. So I did this the other day actually with a couple toys that I got the girls. I got them 2 new toys. Toys are so hard because they're so inexpensive, a lot of them, and you want to, make them happy for a little bit, and half the time they're sick of the toy in 10 minutes. But I got them 2 new toys, and then I just looked around our house and just started grabbing all these toys that they weren't interested in, because, kids go through stuff really fast, and if they like something for a month, that's great, but then after that month, sometimes they don't really like it anymore. So I would just really look through all the things and decide what they don't use anymore, and I would grab that, and if I could donate it, great. If I could give it to somebody, I usually don't do that actually. I only save things to give away that are like new, maybe things that I know somebody in particular would really like, but a lot of the time I will just toss it if it's like old and grungy, or I will resell it if it's really new and I've only used it a couple times. I love Poshmark for clothes. My next rule that I go by is the 1-year rule, I call it, and that means that if you haven't used something for an entire year, then you have to get rid of it. A year is a long time. You go through 4 seasons, so you kind of know if you're going to use something or not. An example of this would be a sweatshirt. Say you have this sweatshirt that you have not worn in a year. You probably aren't going to use it in the next year. So I would just get rid of it. The same thing goes with like home decor items too. If you had a candle that's in your garage, I keep some extra home decor stuff in our garage that I'm like replacing. If I'm redecorating in certain areas, I'll go out there if I want to like switch a candle holder or something. But sometimes there's some stuff out there that I haven't used or maybe I forgot about in a long time. So if that's the case, then I get rid of it, because if I forgot about it, that means I don't really like it that much in the first place. So it's just not worth it. And the other thing that goes along with that is a lot of stuff goes out of style. So if you have some clothes that are kind of trendy and maybe you loved them a year ago, but you're not gonna wear them next year because it's just not really in anymore, then just get rid of it. A lot of people get super attached to things, and that's how Andrew is. He cannot let go of certain things for like sentimental value. But for me, I just try to look at it like if I use something and I gave it the love that it deserves, but I'm not gonna use it anymore, then it's creating a burden by just sitting in our house. If it's just in our closet doing nothing and I'm really not gonna use it, then there's no point in it. It's creating clutter. It's creating clutter in my mind because I know it's there, and I just, you know, you get this like feeling where you see something and you're like, it just bothers you that it's there. If you have the guilt that you should use something but you don't want to, then you really need to get rid of it. Think about like costume jewelry. I just recently did this. I had a ton of statement necklaces. Those used to be super in like a couple years ago, but now I don't really wear them anymore, like ever. And so I got rid of all of them. I put them in a drawer that I have for like giveaways for my friends or my mom to come over. And if anybody wants them, they can take them. But most of them didn't want those necklaces because they're not really in style anymore. So I got rid of them. Next up is what if items. Those are when you think, you know what? I might wear this on Halloween. Okay. Chances are you're not. And even if you get rid of it and Halloween comes up and you're like, shoot, I really need that dark vampy purple lipstick, then you can go buy a cheap one at the drugstore and use it for a couple hours and I'm sure you'll be fine. I used to do that all the time with lipstick. I don't know why and what I was thinking. Like, what am I thinking? I'm not dressing up all the time, but I had this humongous collection of lipsticks, and a lot of the colors I was like, you know what? I might use this for a video. Okay, I have this color of lips on every single video. Nude. I wear nude pink lips every single day. So I keep a red lipstick, like I think I have one or two. And I think I got rid of all my purples because I don't even use those. I'm not gonna keep any super trendy colors because I just know myself and I know that it's not gonna get any use. Another example is I had this velvet dress that I got. It's a mini dress, spaghetti strap, black velvet. And when I got it, I don't know what I was thinking, like where do I think I'm going? I do not go out anymore. If I go out, it's like once every couple of months, and I'm not gonna wear a short velvet mini dress. Like, those days are gone. Maybe in college I'd wear that, but I just would not wear that now. So I think I'm gonna list it on Poshmark because I've never worn it. So I think also when you have this mentality, except for this little moment of time when I don't know what I was thinking when I got that, I really have to tell myself, do I really want this? Like, is it that awesome that I need to get it? Because if it's not, it's just going to burden you in the future because it's going to create more clutter in your life, in your closet. Next up, you gotta get rid of broken items. If you've had a coffee cup that has a broken handle on it for over 3 months, you're probably not going to fix it, so throw it away. We actually had this coffee cup that Andrew and I got on a vacation and the handle broke off. And I was gonna throw it away. Andrew's like, no, we cannot throw that away. I will fix it. Okay, neither of us fixed it, so I got rid of it because the thing is, if you just have it stored away in some closet in your house, it again is taking up space. If you have a clothing item that needs a button repair, if they need to be hemmed, then do it. And if you're not gonna do it in a couple weeks, then you probably don't like that item enough to really care about it. You guys probably all have that one item in your closet where you're like, if I just alter this a little bit, got it hemmed, taken in the straps, it would be so cute. But have you done it? Probably not. So I would just get rid of it because it's just going to bring you stress when you look at that item. Next up is multiples. If you are buying a new item, say a pair of shorts, because I literally just did that. I was looking through my shorts the other day because it's starting to get hot again, and I was realizing that not all of my shorts, a lot of my shorts are super short right now. And I don't know if my body just changed after having the girls or what, but all of a sudden, my shorts look so short. And it could just be me thinking that they're shorter and maybe I liked them that short a couple years ago, but I'm not gonna wear them. And I tried on a couple pairs, I'm like, what the heck am I thinking? These are super, super short. I got rid of 4 pairs. I think I have them in a basket or a bag to donate. So I just ordered a pair of Levi's in the exact style and color that I wanted. Levi shorts are my favorite shorts, by the way. They're so amazing. And I have the same style in 3 colors now. So I know that I love them. I know that they fit me and they just work. Kyla, stop. A lot of the time when you have a bunch of items, like the same item, you're using one of them most of the time. So use that item and love it, but get rid of the other items. Here's another example. So I recently did a declutter of my makeup and I had so many lip glosses. And when you have so many of one item, it kind of creates this stress every time you're going to grab one. I had a bajillion pink lip glosses. And half the time, more than half the time, I would use 1 or 2 of them all the time because I loved them and I knew they worked. But I still, every time I looked at my lip gloss, I had to decide between all of these 15 or so colors. So getting rid of most of those takes away that little tiny stress that you have to face every time you put on lip gloss. I know it sounds kind of silly, but if you do this with all of your things, it really makes life so much easier. The next thing is gifts from people. Now this can be hard because when somebody gives you a gift, you feel this obligation that you have to keep it, you have to display it so when they come over, they know that you love it and you're using it. But the actual act of somebody giving you an item, that is the gesture. And that has served its purpose in showing you that they care. So then if an item that was given to you becomes a burden and it's creating stress in your life because you don't really want to use it, or maybe you did for a little bit, but then you're kind of over it and you don't need it anymore, I think the person who gave you the gift would want you to get rid of it. If they knew it's creating this burden and stress in your life, then they're not gonna want you to keep it. And also when somebody gives you a gift, they're not coming over to your house like looking for it. They're not saying, where's that coffee cup that I gave you 2 years ago? So I think once you know that the gesture of them giving the item to you has served its purpose, then you're kind of free and you don't have to feel like you need to use this item. Next is if it doesn't bring you joy, then do not keep it. Now this kind of stems from the Con Murray method. The book is the Magic Art of Tidying Up, I believe. I'll link it down below, but her book is incredible. Some of it's a little odd, but the general topics that she talks about are really, really helpful and they help to switch your mindset of decluttering. She talks about having things in your house, in your life surrounding you, they need to bring you joy because if they don't, what's the point of it? This can be random stuff. This can be your home decor, this can be books, this can be clothing items, whatever it is. If you hold that item up, and she says to physically hold the item when you are going through your stuff, and it doesn't bring you joy, then get rid of it because why are you keeping it? If it's something that you actually need, then that's different. And then if it has a purpose, then that's fine. But if it's something different, like if it's a shirt that you don't necessarily need this blouse, and when you look at it, it doesn't really excite you, you probably won't wear it in the next month, then you should not keep it. Which brings me to, has this item served its purpose? Now I have a really good example for this. I was just thinking about it today. I had this dress, I took pictures in it when I first got it for a blog post, and it's the cutest dress. It's like rainbow, has these pretty kind of fluttery sleeves, and it's beautiful. And then I wore it to my cousin's wedding, and I wore it somewhere else, I can't remember, maybe Easter or something. And I recently was looking at this dress the other day and I was thinking to myself, this is kind of a statement dress, and I've had multiple pictures taken in this dress, and it's not like just a black dress you can wear over and over and over again. I can't really wear this dress a ton of times. So I got rid of it. It had its time. It had its moment, and now it's time to free it from my closet. Same thing goes with books. If you have read the book and it's not like a decor book that you want to keep on your bookshelf or something, then get rid of it. I had so many books that I had read and I'm just keeping them because you don't want to just get rid of books, but why keep them? You know, it's just taking up space in your closet. Okay, my next tip is if you're going to donate it, put it in a bag right then. If you leave it on your dresser, you might think to yourself, you know what, I might use this. Because we can really talk ourselves in to a lot of things. If you're looking at an item, you're like, there might be a time when I'm gonna use this. But if you had already thought about donating it, then you need to donate it. If it is not a for sure yes, then it needs to go. And I have a bag in our laundry room right now, and I was stuffing it with stuff to donate. And then I kind of separated some stuff that I want to list on my Poshmark. If you don't put it in a bag, I think that it's still there and it's still in your head. It's still giving your mind clutter. You just have to really put it out of sight. And then you need to donate it in a couple days. If you wait a week, it's just creating more clutter in your laundry room, which is where mine is right now. Next, I wrote down a few areas in our house that kind of accumulate clutter that you don't necessarily think about. So I'll let you know kind of my mindset for those. First area is bags. We keep all of our bags in this hallway closet. I have travel bags in there, shopping bags, makeup bags. Usually you're going to use the same one over and over again. If you're going on a trip, you usually use the same makeup bag, the same bag for your toiletries, the same bag for your clothes, and you might have a couple others, but you typically don't use those. So get rid of those ones. Here's my thought process is like, well, why would I get rid of this? There's nothing wrong with it, but you're not using it and it's taking up space and it's creating clutter. So just get rid of it and use the one that you love. Same thing with makeup bags. You don't need 10 makeup bags. And especially with companies, they send you a lot of makeup bags that just come with your purchase. Don't keep all of those. Keep one if you really love it, but get rid of something else and get rid of all the other ones that come in. The next area is decor, and I think this can be tricky because there's a lot of decorations that are usually cute, but the thing about decor items is you get sick of stuff. At least I do for home accents and whatnot. I get tired of things, not super quick, but after a couple years, you want to switch it up and you want to buy a new centerpiece for your dining table, and you don't really want to use the old centerpiece anymore because it's like it had its moment and it's done. So in the past, I would keep all of that and I'd keep it all in the garage. And now I get really consolidated to a tiny little corner of the garage that I just have a few things that I don't want to get rid of because I do really like them and I kind of rotate them. But the rest I got rid of because it's stuff that, again, it had its moment and you don't need to keep it all. Like all the backups can all leave. Once you start keeping items and holding on to them for future purposes, then it becomes a collection and then it gets more and more and more and it doesn't really stop. I used to have this little glass vase over here with lipsticks, and they were lipsticks that I didn't use, but I thought it looked really cute. In my videos, I had this little cute canister with lipsticks. And one day I was like, why am I keeping these? Some of them are colors people would probably use, but some of them are like bright blue and nobody's gonna use these. So I got rid of those and I feel so much better about it. I don't miss them at all. And I can put stuff in the background on my videos that I actually used. You know, it's like sometimes you think you need to keep things because it's like wasteful to just get rid of them. Really, when you let go of these things, you will feel so much better, I guarantee. And that's the other thing I wrote on here is keeping things just for display. So collections of lipstick, collections of nail polish. Do I really need 50 nail polishes? No, I did a video a while ago, a couple years ago, on my nail polish collection. And that was a big thing in YouTube is collections. My lipstick collection, my eyeshadow collection, and it's like we love to consume and we love to see people's stuff. But I've gotten to the point where I'm not impressed by somebody's collection of all their crap. And in the past, I used to think like, wow, that's awesome. I want to have that. And I want to get to that point where I can have 1 million lipsticks. But when you get 1 million lipsticks, it's not really satisfying. I had 1 million lipsticks at one point and it was not like, I did it, I got all these lipsticks. Like, no, you don't use them. You feel gross for having them and not using them, and nobody cares. So I weeded out my nail polish and I have just the nail polish that I need. I have an assortment of colors and I usually use the same 5 every time. I'm gonna wrap this video up and I have a couple just bullet points on thoughts to leave you with. And the first is to just let go. Let go of these things. They are just things and they are creating a burden on you every day. It's stuff that you don't need and it's stuff that you don't love. Surround yourself with things that you truly love. And along those lines, the more you let go of, the more free you feel. Every time you let go of an item, you are lighter. You are one step closer to being more organized, more productive, having a better mindset of things. You're more appreciative of the things that you actually do have, and take care of the things that you do own. If you have a set of workout clothes, you have a drawer full of your workout clothes, don't just throw them in the drawer, because then you're not going to appreciate them and you're not going to really care about them. Fold them up and really appreciate the things that you do have. They're gonna last longer that way, and then you're not gonna feel the urge to have to buy new things. So I hope you guys found these tips helpful. My next video is going to be on staying organized and things that you can do throughout the day to keep your house organized, so you're not constantly having to clean all the time. But you do have to declutter first, because if your home is cluttered, then it's never gonna really get organized. So you need to do the decluttering first, so then everything will have a place and everything will feel right. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoy this. I hope this inspired you to go through your stuff. If you want me to do more videos like this, just let me know, because this is something that I love doing. It makes me feel so much better about everything in life. So with that said, I will let you guys go. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.